Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
And on this Durbin Talks About, Laura and I are going to talk about our Harry Potter movie rankings. Not the books, the movies. So we're making that important distinguishing thing there.
Yeah, but knowing the books has a little bit of a sway
All
on
right.
my movie ratings as well.
We will let in a little bit of a sway
Just a little bit.
because happy wife, happy life.
That's for sure.
So first, I just got to come clean about something. I'm not as passionate about this series as you are, so I had a harder time ranking this because, before I met you, I saw these movies on the big screen in random order, not in chronological order, and then I met you, and that's how I knew I was falling in love with you, because
I made him read them.
I read every single Harry Potter book, including the fifth
He
one.
made me watch all of Smallville. I think it was a fair exchange.
That's true. But that fifth one might tip the balance and not as fair, because that fifth Harry Potter book
is rough.
800 pages of Harry whining. There is good stuff in the book. Don't hear me wrong. There is some good plot stuff.
Yes.
But 800 pages of Harry whining. So we're going to start number 8, least favorite, number 1, most favorite. Now, just because we put a Harry Potter movie at number 8 as our least favorite, it doesn't mean we don't like that movie.
Or there's always parts in all of them that I like.
Yes, because it's the
There's
Harry
just
Potter
some that
series.
I like less than the others.
So, kick us off. What is your number 8?
My number 8 is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Really?
Yes.
Why is Order of the Phoenix your
And
number 8?
Like I said, this one is because of part of the books.
Okay.
Because I feel like, well, first off, I had an issue with Dobby being replaced by Neville. I understood the reasoning behind it, but that always disappoints me. And they did that in Goblet of Fire,
Yeah.
and then they did that in this movie as well. And I understood, but that always bothers me. But it's just little things, like they made Cho Chang in the same year as Harry, when in actuality she's a year older than him. And like and Dolores Umbridge is this evil, horrible, horrible person. You hate her so much in the books. And in this, she irritated me. It wasn't the same kind of hatred. And so to me, that was an actor not bringing it to the next level. So that's why it just was my least favorite. It just didn't hit home with me as well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the things, like Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, it was so funny in the book, and they showed just a tiny little bit in this movie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if you're going to make me sit through 2 hours...
Was that this movie, or was that the fourth movie?
Well, this movie is when they started testing the products on the kids, and then they left.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I already forgot. Okay.
I know, and you walked in while I was watching it tonight.
Okay, yeah, but it was at the end, the cool part, when they were fighting over the prophecy. Come on!
He went and saw Doctor Strange again.
Yeah, I did.
And I watched Harry
Yes.
Potter Order of the Phoenix.
It was awesome. Good exchange between the... So my number 8 in this series, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? My number 8 is Goblet of Fire. The fourth
I can
one.
guess many reasons why.
Okay, so since we're letting the book sway us a little bit here, here's what swayed me. Like, when you read the books, Dumbledore is a rock. He's like this pillar. He's calm. He keeps his cool, you know? He's
Yes.
just... Even in the most crazy emergency in the book, it's like you want Dumbledore to be there because the way the character is written, he just sort of calms you down.
Yep.
But in Goblet of Fire, the first thing that really turned me off in the movie was when Harry's name pops out of the thing. They're all in that room alone, and then Dumbledore comes in there, Harry Potter, what did you do? How did you get your name in there, Harry Potter? How did you get your name in there, Harry Potter?
That looked terrible.
All right. I couldn't handle that. That was not Dumbledore. That was not his character.
I know, and you sit there and you're like, what's going on with him? And that happened throughout. I'm with you. I know that was irritating for me too, but
Yes.
not my least favorite.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just feel like since he's... And it's like only the second movie that actor was Dumbledore, so I get it. He's trying to find his footing.
I miss the original
Yeah, I
Dumbledore,
do
and I'm
too.
very sad that he passed away because he was
That was Dumbledore.
brilliant.
Yes. But, I don't know. I mean, it's almost like that alone, and the fact that Cedric Diggory is played by that vampire kid.
But you didn't know that when you saw it.
No, I know, but now that I know it, it retroactively goes back and poisons it just a little bit. It was still sad in the movie when he died, though. Like, that was really sad, and the
Every
dad is
time.
crying, my boy! Like, that is so sad.
Every time in the movie I see it, I'm like, don't touch the portkey! And I'm like, you can ask him. I yelled at the other night. I'm like, don't touch it! But it's going to keep happening.
You're number 7.
My number 7. Yeah, because there's all the 7 books. There's 8 movies. Chamber of Secrets. How I started watching the movies is, and I watched the first 3 movies before I read the books. And because my a good friend and old college roommate, she hadn't seen Lord of the Rings, and I hadn't seen the first 3 Harry Potter movies. So it was our exchange. And I don't know. It's like the first one was long and drawn out, but she was talking and cheering with me how much it was like the book. But the second one just didn't hit home for me. I mean, the kid acting has gotten so much better, and it wasn't bad. I felt like it jumped around originally, and then when I read the books, I felt like it missed a lot of stuff, and so that's why it's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it better than Order of the Phoenix, so.
You and I share a number 7, because my number 7 is The Chamber of Secrets. And like you, I don't know, it didn't hit home. Like, I mean, the snake crawling through the walls was kind of cool, so him hearing the voice, the part where you learn that he speaks parcel tongue, like things like that are cool, and you always gotta like, what's his face?
Kenneth Branagh.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, how can I
Professor
forget
Lockhart.
his name? He's a great director, he's a great actor, but Professor Lockhart, oh my gosh, what's not to love about him? So like, there's still those things
I
to like.
enjoyed his take of him.
But it's like that movie as a whole, like you said, it just didn't really hit home.
Yeah,
I
didn't feel like, I know the stakes were really high, but I just didn't feel it.
Yes. Yeah. So, what is your number 6?
Oh, Goblet of Fire. For pretty much the same reasons that he said.
Oh yeah, but you put it higher on your list.
I put it higher on my list because I like, it was better than the other 2 because there's parts of it that I did enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love the scene when Harry is facing off Voldemort. Like,
that is a good scene,
That
yes.
isn't lower on my list because I loved the way it ended. Well, I didn't like the part when they were finding Moody, a.k.a. Barty Crouch Jr., and then Moody in the trunk. That could have been done
wasn't Barty
better.
Crouch Jr. the actor who's in Jessica Jones
Yes.
as the purple guy?
Yes, and also he was a Doctor Who for a while.
He was a Doctor
and,
Who. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just really like the graveyard scene.
Yeah.
So that's why it's higher on my list than the others.
My number 6 was the first Harry Potter movie, Sorcerer's Stone. And I put that as my number 6. I know, I probably should have it higher because it's the first Harry Potter movie, and it's amazing how accurate it is to the book.
That is why I like that movie so much.
So I can't.
There's not very many movies.
So
that
I'm not
have
even
done that.
knocking that feat. Like, that's an amazing thing that it did, that it was as close as it was to the book. But for me, I don't know, like, for the books and the movies alike, but especially in the movies, I don't know, I felt like the movies matured, but, I mean, of course they do, because the kids are getting older, the kids are maturing, and so, like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things I like about the first one, but like you said, it was long. It was a little drawn out. I didn't feel like the climax was the most intense part or anything like that.
But it wasn't in the books either, because it was the first book. It was the younger kid one. It was...
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry,
but,
I'm not...
I don't know, but that's why it's my number 6. That's why it's not as high, but yeah, that's me.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Each his own.
All right, you're on your number 5.
Half-Blood Prince.
Oh boy, why is that at number 5?
Okay, again, they could have made a lot of the scenes scarier. They could have, like...
That's true.
Spoiler, when they're in the cave and I think it's called Inferi, I don't know, but it's the,
The zombies.
The zombies.
The water zombies.
And I just... Man, they could have really pulled on that. It made that so creepy.
They really could. Yeah, they did miss that.
That was just like, and honestly, I enjoyed the Dumbledore Harry interactions, but I felt like we needed it to be better clarified, and there were things like now this is a book thing that did not come up in the movies, but came up in the Deathly Hallows. Harry mentioned briefly. Oh yeah, Dumbledore told me this. I would have liked to seen that in the Half-Blood Prince when they were talking about the Horcruxes. And they did not bring that up in the movie at all. So I felt like that was a big plot hole for the future movies if you had not read the books. And so that was part of my issue with it. And I'm like, well, when you're watching a movie, you want to be able to continue on. And some people, if they just don't care and they're just watching Harry Potter to watch Harry Potter, it's not going to matter. But if you're looking for, like, your story to be more...
True.
Like more, what is the word I'm looking for?
More in depth, more complete, like, more whole, more flow, more yes.
All of the above.
There you go.
Then I feel like it was lacking some really important parts.
Okay, my number 5 is The Prisoner of Azkaban. Yours is probably higher because you have more sentimental value.
I do have more sentimental value.
You can talk about that when we get there.
Because Gary Oldman is brilliant!
But I put it at my number 5 because, like, I don't know. Like, I really did like it, and I can't think of why. It's just at my number 5 because there's other ones I still like better. As dumb as it is to say that, I liked Prisoner of Azkaban. It was like the first one that I was like, oh yeah, this is actually a pretty good film franchise. But there's others in the franchise that still, to me, pop more.
So, my 4th place is Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone if you're in the UK. I love the adaptation from the book to the movie, but I agree with you how it was a little slow the first time through for me, especially having not read the books. It was kind of drawn out, but I liked that they explained it more, which is why it's got a much higher position than the 4 lower movies. And I just really, I mean, it's a fun... you could watch that with a younger kid and not have to worry about them getting nightmares. At least I don't think so. I mean, Quirrell at the end is a little creepy with his hands.
Oh, yeah. And
bolting
the face
off.
on his head, on the back of his head.
Yeah, that's a little creepy. But not as bad as some of the other movies, so that's why that's number 4.
Yes. My number 4 was Order of the Phoenix. Gary Oldman is amazing in it, number 1.
He's one of my favorite actors.
Yes. Number 2, like, the thing that's different that I like that they changed from the 800-page book is Harry whined less. He whined, but he whined an awful lot less in this.
It seemed more justified in the movie.
It did, yeah. And I was kind of like wondering, like, what is Dumbledore doing? I can't get mad. That wasn't out of character for Dumbledore because that was how it happened in the book.
Yeah, that is.
Where Dumbledore didn't pay as much attention to him because he's trying to protect him and things like that.
He thought that would help him.
Yeah, and so in the movie, Harry grew up a little bit in this one. Like, when Professor Umbridge was the dark arts person, she's only teaching theory and only select theories at that. And so Harry was the one with the Room of Requirement where they got in there all together and he taught them from all his past adventures, you know, how to use magic.
Yeah, and he studied and taught what he learned.
So, like, that's what I really liked about Order of the Phoenix. On top of the fact, it's just, the whole prophecy thing was incredibly intriguing, a little confusing, but very intriguing. And the whole ending fight where Bellatrix kills Sirius Black, like, that's an emotional moment. That's like a really good emotional moment. Then when Harry and Voldemort are in the hallway and they're fighting, and then Dumbledore shows up and Dumbledore fights him, and that's a really cool fight. Like, things like that were just so cool. So that's why that goes higher on my list.
I had a shirt that said Sirius lives. I really thought he was coming back, but
I wish he did.
I was wrong.
Oh, so sad.
That still breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Third place.
Part
1, Deathly Hallows. It's just great. I
just
really
good,
liked it, but the other 2 I like better. So that's my reasoning for that. It was just good. I mean, breaks my heart when Dobby dies at the end. My favorite part when watching this movie in the theater at midnight. I knew Dobby was going to die because I read the books.
Oh, I remember this.
All of these people got so excited because obviously had not read the books when Dobby shows up and like, Dobby! You hear like this crowd of what felt like preteen girls freaking out excited, and then he dies in the next scene and you always hear and like girls are crying.
It was epic. It made that midnight show even better.
Oh my god,
it was so good.
I'm like, this is a terribly sad scene, and I am laughing at these girls. I'm like, but it was so well done that you were like, heartstrings. Okay, that's my reason.
Oh man,
I almost forgot about that.
My number 3 in the movies is Half-Blood Prince. Number 1, my favorite book, and I remember we were dating, and you had loaned it to me. And I couldn't go to sleep because the book freaked me out. Because, you had these water zombies coming out of the water. I don't know.
See, I wish they did that in the movies.
Yes. But I did like the movie because I liked Professor Slughorn. I liked the way they did his character and the effects of him turning from the chair back to a person. That was really cool. Really cool visuals. Then, I don't know, you got to see the magic world affecting the real world. Like, it opens with them, like, shaking that bridge and all that stuff.
And people dying.
But nobody knows it was magic. But, I mean, you're still seeing, like, the power of Voldemort. Like, he's that powerful. He's coming through and he's affecting the Muggle world. And so, like, I feel like, for me, the Half-Blood Prince movie carried on the heart of the book, even if it wasn't as good as the book, which it wasn't, because especially when Dumbledore was drinking that water and every drink hurt.
Oh my gosh,
the book
was
painful. It was horrible to get through that. Yeah. But the movie, they did it where it wasn't as horrible to get through, but you could tell that this was torture for Dumbledore and things like that. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, to me, like, it brought it home for me. It's like, oh, this is real, and we got to bring this to an end.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I liked I liked where the Half-Blood Prince movie
I
took
guess
us.
I'll give it to
Oh,
you.
whatever.
It's not up there
What?
for me, but
All
it's
right.
okay.
Then what's your number 2?
Number 2, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Okay.
Also because it was great. I went back and forth with 1 and 2 because I got upset at the way number 2 ended, because in the books he heals his wand with the oh my gosh, the Deathly Hallow wand. Why can't I think of what it's called?
The Deathly Hallow Wand was called the Master Wand, Wand of Requirement.
Okay, well,
Super Wand.
I'll remember it as soon as the video's done. He, in the books, because he carried around his broken wand with him, that got broken in the house when, you know, Hermione stepped on it because she did it, or whatever spell, it doesn't matter. But, I wish it ended like that. You know what? I think that's. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to switch this. Deathly Hallows Part 2 is number 3, and Deathly Hallows 1 is number 2. I just switched.
Whoa!
That's just
Just saw it right here live. A
it's not live to them.
Well,
but
whatever. A switching of Harry Potter numbers.
Yeah, because I mean, he heals his wand. He doesn't break it and throws it off. He heals his wand with it, and then he puts it back on Dumbledore's grave.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he returns the Master Wand after
Master
healing.
Wand!
Yeah, I'm the one who remembered it. She's the Harry Potter nut.
Master Wand seemed too simple.
Yeah.
So now you do your number 2.
Okay. My number 2 is
Sorry
Deathly
about
Hallows Part 1.
Okay. Good. Hey, we're on the same page.
All right. I don't know. I really like Deathly Hallows Part 1.
I think
and
those movies really well.
Well, and I feel like this was the first movie that split the final book in half, but I felt like this one split it in half for a reason, because they wanted to tell the story of the final book.
Yes.
And they wanted to do it justice. Yes, I'm sure they did it to make money, but it didn't feel like that.
course.
It felt like they wanted to do the ending of Harry Potter justice, so they split it in half, because that last book is really thick, and there's a lot of stuff in there. So, like, I was not opposed to that one being split into 2. And I like Part 1 because it's where the pace of everything starts to pick up, because now we've hit the home stretch. And so just all of that was incredible. And just picking up from that horrible moment. Yeah, when Dumbledore dies, when, you know, he's like, Severus, please. That was a great moment. Another reason Half-Blood Prince is pretty high up there is because of that great moment. And you find out later it's because he's saying, Severus, please, like, please just kill me. Don't let the boy do it.
Well, no, you find out that they...
Yeah, I know. You find out this whole elaborate plan, but
Yeah.
the point is he wasn't pleading for his life. He was pleading for Severus to kill him so that Malfoy's spirit doesn't split. Point is...
Back to Part 2.
We get to part... No, we're on Part 1.
Part 1, just kidding,
Yes.
sorry.
So that when
I
we
mind
get to
Part
Part 1, we're picking up with all of that momentum, and I just felt like the movie didn't lose that momentum. Sure, there's some slow parts where they're in the woods and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's, to me, like you can still feel their intensity. Even when it's slow, you feel their agony that things are slow, and they want it to pick up.
Not as slow as it was in the book.
Yeah, the book was kind of hard to get through that, honestly. Like, I had a hard time with the woods in the book, but I thought they did it well in the movies.
Yes.
And then, that ending of Part 1 with Dobby dying, like,
Oh, breaks
having
my
read
heart
the
still.
books, and I knew it was coming, and even though I couldn't help but laugh because of the reaction of all the preteen girls in the theater,
Yeah.
there was still that emotional chord that was struck in me. It's like,
Yeah. Because Dobby's such a great character.
and I love, like, great moments like that.
Yeah.
And that's what that was.
And the actors, I mean, they stepped up their game. It was
They did.
good.
They really did.
I'm
Okay,
okay.
number 1. What is your
for
number 1
me, and
favorite
this
Harry
is
Potter?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, yes.
First off, love Remus Lupin. Love Sirius Black. Gary Oldman. Like I said, one of my favorite actors. And I just love that movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I might have some ties because that movie is what got me to read all the books. I watched 1, 2, and 3 with my old college roommate, and I went, oh my gosh, I have to know what happens. I did not feel that way after 1. I did not feel that way after 2. But I did after 3. And I didn't feel, I don't think I would have felt that way after 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So that's why it holds a special place in my heart. It has great actors. And I just love that movie. I just love it. I still love it. It's definitely my favorite one.
Yep. My number 1 Harry Potter movie is Deathly Hallows Part 2. That one, like I said in the Part 1 where they picked up the pace, this one they really picked it up.
Yeah.
Like this time they just hit the ground and they are running. And it's just, I don't know, I felt the intensity of it.
It was nonstop.
I felt the home stretch where it's just, not just the home stretch of, oh, we're almost done with this franchise, but the home stretch of the characters like, oh my gosh, we have to put an end to this horrible stuff that we're going through. This has to stop. Plus, this movie has one of my favorite Harry Potter moments, which is that moment where after he sees what a good guy Snape is, first off, that whole reveal was, when I read it in the book, I was like, what the? Oh! And then in the movie, it was just the music, the score, the acting, everything they did to pull that stuff
Alan
together.
Rickman's such a great actor too.
Oh, yes. And so, like, all of that was just done so well. But that moment when Harry Potter has the Death Stone and he sees Sirius Black, he sees his mom and dad, he sees Wolf guy, Remus
Lupin.
Yeah, so he sees these people in the woods. And, you know, I could just feel it. He's just talking to them like, does it hurt? And will you be with me? Will you just stay with me? And, I mean, all of those moments where it's just like, I can't even imagine what this character is feeling. I think Daniel Radcliffe did a great job acting in that scene, the way they pulled it off. I think every character that was around him did a great job. He shows up and Voldemort has all this glee, but then you have Hagrid that's over here and he's like, Harry!
He's like crying in the book.
Harry,
Oh
no! Like, all of those moments were just so good. And yeah, the weird afterlife train station thing, that's fine, whatever. But those moments that were so powerful leading up to it, I mean, that alone wins it as my favorite movie because I love movies that are fast-paced, that have a lot of stuff going on, have a great story, and amazing moments like that. Well, that is our Harry Potter rankings, 8 through 1. Least favorite to favorite.
Put yours in the comments.
Rank your favorite Harry Potter movies in the comments. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button. Be on top of all the new videos coming out here on Derbania. We have Thanksgiving on the way. We're going to do a special Thanksgiving edition of Derbania like I did last year. And only this time Laura's going to join me, so it's going to be even better.
I can get some good stuff for it.
And then with Christmas on the way, we got plans for different Christmas movies and videos we're going to do and things like that. Because let's face it, there's not a whole lot coming out in December except for Rogue One. So we're going to be doing a lot of fun Christmas movies and Christmassy things.
Well, there's Office Party. There's some
yeah, there's a few things coming out. Yeah, I didn't say there weren't any.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So hit that subscribe button. Be on top of all the things happening here at Derbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
Thank you so much for checking out Derbania.